I'd love to hear like where do you see talent protocol progressing and like what are some things that really drive you to get there?
All right, so we kind of split talent protocol into two products. So one is what we would say like the protocol product. In the year you have like all the ecosystem apps using our API, our data, our API, and also our talent passport. Okay, so this would be like this protocol product, and then we're gonna have a new one, which is our token product. Obviously, they're like this, but they're definitely two different types of customers. Like for the protocol product, the customer is definitely like it's more homogeneous, as in is more like a builder, you know. And for the token product, it's more of a trader profile. So we're gonna have a lot of fun understanding how to ship a product for this new target group. You know, for us, it's not so natural, even though in some countries, like the ones you mentioned, like the regions we mentioned, APAC, like LATAM, etc. You can have a lot of, there's more overlap between the two. Like if you're a builder, you probably like you use crypto on your day to day than Western countries. So um, I think from a token perspective, I don't want to talk too much because we haven't launched it yet, but there's definitely a roadmap we want to follow. When it comes to the protocol, like it's going to be something that we want to grow, like the number of passports. Right now, we are over 1.2 million talent passports issued since March, April this year. We want to grow that. We want to, and we want to go on the GitHub front. So GitHub has millions of users. We want to kind of bring those million of users to the on-chain economy without them even realizing it. And that just help them have a smarter resume. So when they send or an agency sends something to a customer of theirs, like it just 10x's the delivery quality. So it's a no-brainer for everyone to start using the Talent Passport. So a lot of our strategies focus on growing the number of users on the Talent Passport, but also using the token to create new types of data to improve the data that we already have by increasing trust, and also as more like incentives, create incentives for different users to collaborate with each other, which is something that right now our product feels a bit off. As in, you have your talent passport, so what? So do I, you know, like, and we live almost like siloed. But I think this way we can create very interesting things for for our community to start building together, start growing together. There's many different things. It's a problem because all industries need talent to operate, or just they are serving talent, right? And technically, we could serve all industries. So we need to be really smart, and I prefer to grow a business by going on a vertical. So we want to focus on devs. We want to focus on Web2 devs and grow that, because that alone is millions of people. And that alone is what Web3 needs. So let's focus on that for now. But we ideally, this could work for anyone. So that's it. Right now we focus on this, but it could work for anyone. And by the way, it could work for other passports. If you want to have a regen passport, if you want to have an Optimism passport or a superchain passport, they could use parts of our data. So interoperability, you know, like they could use our builder score to calculate their passport score. So it's something that I really believe is like us being more of a neutral player in the space, and then other communities creating their own and using ours as a complement to their data set. So it's quite, I see this as a very mixed and diverse ecosystem where our data would play a more neutral ground, and more focused on builders. There's other players doing stuff more on the gaming front. I think that's cool. And also there's ways to collaborate with them. For instance, when you have new guys coming in on a launch pad or something like that, then they can use the builder score to say, oh, those founders have this builder score, you know, like not only they have a gamer score, they have a builder score as well. So it's complementary. And the more verified data we have, the better decision making we can do. And the better the decision making is, more productivity the whole industry will be. It's better for talent in a way. We could be talking about, like, just on the recruitment side alone, we could be talking at a 100x in terms of like efficiency, just by having the right data. and stop having this AI battles that just waste energy and time to everyone, and they remove the human out of the equation, which is weird because in the end, just want to hire the right people. What are we
Yeah.
even doing? Like it's weird.
Yeah, in the end, it's just adding like with the AI battles and it's just adding unnecessary processes a lot of time that are neither helpful for the like the potential employee, and are definitely not helpful for the employer. Just adding a bunch of
And for
bureaucracy that
talent,
can be avoided.
if seen, not sure if you've seen lately, there's this new horrible trend on LinkedIn where people are putting their profile picture, the open to hire or
Yeah,
hiring thing.
for
So open to work or I'm hiring or open to work. Now there's a new one, which is a pink one called desperate. And this is a real, I had to check it to see if it was real. It is real. And it's like, this is the level of desperation from the downside. And it's happening because of this. We remove the human out of out of the equation, and AI is fighting AI with bad data, and it's a mess. It's a shit show. And now it leads to this sort of problems, couple that with a bad market, bad jobs market. It's improving slightly, but it's still a bad jobs market. You got a nuke. It's a nuke to the hiring pipelines, and it's having this side effect. It's really shitty. I feel sorry for these people, and also for them putting their desperate doesn't really help their case. But it is what it is. On an optimistic note, at least they're trying to do different. Even though I've talked to recruiters, and if you're one of those people, please stop. It's not going to help you. I believe it's not going to help you. Like, recruiters really don't like that.
yeah, it's a kind of like if you do it in a mocking way and play it in certain part, I see like it might be funny for a bit, but yeah, like how is that going to help you in the end? I'm really curious, like just touching on one point when we touch the token, because now you have like these two different target audiences, for example, and I'm really curious how you're leveraging the token in the protocol side to balance those equations out and to actually make your data and your business a lot better and the protocol a lot better.
Yeah. So, real talk. So we have the white paper, all that shit, but it's only
Summarize.
real when you have the token and you actually can use it. So there's a real gap because I don't want to be that type of project that you have a lot of, this is another problem of crypto. You have a lot of VC backed projects, that they just like clearly their final goal is the TGE because that's their exit scam. Okay. For us, launching the token is the first step in the next stage. That's it. So that we are progressive. We want to progressively build up this new product that we have, which is the token, right? And so now to answer your question, like the ideas that we have are immense, okay, immense ideas. But let me share a few with you. We actually have a list of ideas. Let me share some of the ones that I kind of like the most. So I think, look, or in general, I think there's so many. Like I think it will help fight entropy in the ecosystem by making our data better at scale. Okay, so we can encourage like all passport holders, all participants in the space to uh, continuously improve the reputation data powering the protocol, and then this will make sure that finding top talent, top builders gets easier as the network grows. So to give an example, so you're a really high scorer in terms of a builder score. I want to talk to you like I'm a recruiter. Let's imagine we have a Town Passport Pro where recruiters pay every month. They can pay with the token, fine. Or they can stake the token to use the Pro. Two examples I gave you, we can try both. Okay. But that's more on the pricing. Like I think like you can use token as like a substitute for dollars in terms of any pricing. Like we can use that for our API pricing model. We can use that. That's some innovation on the pricing model for sure. But I don't think that's enough of a case to launch a token. I think more relevant is what I'm telling next, which is imagine you have like super high builder score. You can stake your tokens to talk to that person as long as that person signals that they're open to have like to be approached, right? We can have sort of a battle with the token, like a bidding war. To imagine like if you're a super high scorer, like you're gonna get attention. So you're fighting for that person's attention. You better pay for it. And then we can create some sort of like system where okay, you pay to talk, and then at the end, they'll get the rest if there actually was an engagement there. So we can work on ways to do that, or like people have the way the passport works, you have multiple credentials, and that builds up your builder score. And we can use something like stake talent on a credential, like either our own or someone else's, to increase the trust on that specific thing. So think about endorsements on LinkedIn, but done right. Okay. I think endorsements on LinkedIn, if I was the CPO on LinkedIn, the first thing I would do is get rid of a bunch of shit. Like I would do a massive redux. Redux is something we use internally on Talent Protocol, is Latin for evolution, but has more of a connotation of killing shit, like remove stuff from your platform, make it simple, make it easier to understand, remove your own legacy actively so you can keep moving faster forward. And so I would remove the games from the LinkedIn app. I would remove the skills so that, anyway, I'm unfocusing now. I kind of went on a sideways there, but all in all, there's multiple ways we can use the token. We can use the token for governance, for the builder score. We talked about it before. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna have more ideas as we keep testing. And these testings will make. So I can give you the white paper answer. We actually sunsetted a bit our white paper. You cannot find it anywhere. We still have the link. We send it sometimes, but we always say this is super outdated. Just look at our docs. The
Yes.
information is in there, and then other apps using our token as well. So that's going to be interesting to see. So let's see what happens. I'm actually very excited
You mean
about
that like
this.
that last point, like first of all, I have to say before you go into that, like I really appreciate how honest you are about the roadmap, and really I can see that builder mentality is like, yes, like we're headed there, but what if something better comes up, and that's the best way to do it, like with the past shows as you go and you march. Just
You
wanted to ask
march on? Yeah, yeah.
the last point that you mentioned, like other apps using the token and similar. Like, what are your ideas there? Like,
So
what are you thinking?
if we see some app that has interesting data that we want to integrate with, maybe we can actually use the token to pay them to start doing that data, bringing that data into our ecosystem. Or the other way, I don't know. It could be used as an incentive to bring in better quality data. That's the way I see it. It could be used as an incentive there. Or like having apps that are bringing in a lot of users. I think our like ecosystem should reward that, almost like a retro. I know retro funding is kind of like nowadays, like nobody likes retro funding, or at least a part of the crypto audience doesn't like it. But I think it does play a role. I mean, if you do something, why not reward it? It's rewards. I mean, it's incentives in the end. It's incentives. So I think there's some play in there. And I mean, if some app buys the token, they want to use the token, we don't have a say on that. Just it's yours. Do it.
Yeah, that's a really good point. No, but that also like in the long term, looking from a business development perspective, it could make the whole road, like the whole path and the whole road, a bit more clear for everyone. For example, Talent Protocol partners with someone. This is what Talent Protocol can offer. This is like the exchange is much more clear. Like just as you make it more clear for the CVs with the passport, this token could make clear a lot more other things.
We'll get there. We'll get there.